What was it? I'm sorry, what was the title of your speech from?
A Summer to Remember.
And Bob is going to be sharing some of the experiences, I believe, that he received here at Toastmasters as a member. And he's also having his speech videotaped. So, welcome, Bob.
Welcome, welcome.
Thanks, sir. Okay. What a great night. Thank you, Beth, for being here. That's kind of a special night. A summer to remember. We've all had those summers. What was it for you? Was it an extended family vacation? Was it an adventure? Did you climb Mount Rainier? Did you have a great sporting event? Was it a romance? I don't know what it was for you. But tonight I'm going to share one of my summers to remember. I never forgot it. It's changed my life. And I just want to share it with you. It was June 1963. I was in the 7th grade. I was on the bus to go to school. It was very hot. I think the bus was yellow. I got to school. We ran back out with our report cards. We won't talk about it. On the way home, somebody said, "It's so hot. Wait a minute, they're going to open up the swimming pool this afternoon for the first time this summer." Well, we lost control. We were in a frenzy. One boy said, "I'm going to be the first one to jump into the pool." Another guy said, "I'm going to dive into the pool." And I said, "No, it's going to be me." Well, we got to home. We got there. We battled out of the bus. We were going to the dorm room. I have never undressed so fast. I remember hopping out of the back door with my bathing suit, trying to get it straight. I'm running up to the swimming pool. It's about 1,000 yards. I see there's people already there, and I'm like, wow. But I'm running, and all of a sudden I look behind me. I'm in the lead. I'm going to win. I couldn't believe it. I got up to the pool. Betty Chambers and all of her girlfriends were over to the left. Betty Chambers, and that left Christine Haven over to the right with her girlfriends. They were enemies. There they were, and I said, "I think I'm going to do my swan dive. I've been working on it." I got up. I know I jumped in front of a couple of people. I looked to the left and the right to make sure that the girls were all looking, and I did a great spring. It's unfolding, and all of a sudden I looked down, and I said, "Oh no, there's not enough water." I couldn't stop anything. I hit my head on the bottom of the pool. I stood up because there was not enough water. They took me to the hospital in a station wagon, I remember. And later on I said, "Why didn't they use an ambulance?" I got to the hospital. Wasn't like today. They were moping around. They took x-rays and, they put him in the hallway. And I remember, I'm there and it's so hot. And I remember all of a sudden I heard this stir. And I heard a nurse say, the x-ray showed a broken neck. And the doctor, I heard him say this. No, technically it's a cracked cervical crack. And the nurse said, "Yeah, that's a broken neck." So they wheel me down the hallway. I'm now in the center of attention. It's like a bad medical episode. I got into the room. They put a thing around my neck, a halter. It went up on a rope around a pulley, and there were sandbags positioned for tension. That was the best technology of the day. And I remember laying there, and I said, "Doctor, I don't feel good." And he looked down and he said, "I know." He gave me some really good medicine. The first few days, it was kind of a blur. But I remember how warm and caring the doctors and the nurses were. I also remember, I can't believe this. Who are all these people that care about me? I have so many visitors. They even told me later, they said, "We've never had that many visitors for somebody." And I remember when they would leave, they would say, it would be classmates, their parents, church people, school people, medical staff. They were like, and I said, "I can't believe this." They would say, at the end, they would say, "Is there anything else I can do?" And I said, "Well, at night, sometimes I have to buy something." So they would reach in their pocket and pull out money. So I would say, "Thank you." And they would leave, and I would hit my cash register, and it was a drawer. and I put the money in there. I'd never seen so much money in one place in my life. I remember the doctor. As the days went by, they found out I had a sense of humor. The doctors came in, and he had this chart, and he says, there were interns. It was a teaching hospital. And he said, this is that idiot that jumped into the empty swimming pool. And I go, that's not funny. And he smiled. Well, the interns were around the bed, and this intern was right here, and I said, would you help me with my pillow? It's a little uncomfortable. And he gingerly and tenderly, he knows he's about to try to do it. And as soon as he touched the pillow, I went, ah! And he goes, ah! So then the doctor goes, he does that every day. And I said, but that's funny. So I remember it was a double room, but one day they brought this guy in. He was medicated, serious surgery. He was passed out, but they still brought him food. And I'm looking over there. No, I did not take his food. But I did take the dessert. I ate it. I put the plate back over there, and the nurse came in with her chart and says, he's getting better. He's trying to eat. So I was just trying to get him healthy. There were lots of volunteers. The ones I liked were the Candy Strikers. They were young teenage girls about my age. There was one in particular. She was from France. And she would, on her break, she would come in with her friends, and we would talk, and we were all fun, enjoying ourselves. That summer, I learned French. Not the language, kissing. So, I learned a lot of things. It was just a warm and loving thing. But in conclusion, I just want to share with you, I learned that I was so grateful that I lived in such a time in history that the medical technology probably saved my life. And I learned that I could not believe how many people cared for me. I could not believe it. It just did something to me. It changed my life. I never forgot it. But the most important thing that I learned, pay attention! I promise I never go into an empty swimming pool again. Thank you.
Turn it off.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you.
My brother did that.
All right. So we got another couple minutes for evaluation.